There is a stretch of highway in the American Southwest where the motels thin out and the ones that remain look like they gave up sometime in the early 90s and just forgot to close. Flat roofs baking in the day and freezing at night, neon sign with missing letters, ice machines that groan through the dark like something in pain, parking lots so wide and empty they feel like a warning. You know the kind, you have passed one before, maybe you looked at it too long, maybe something in you said, keep driving. This story begins there. The woman who checked in, we'll call her M, had been driving for 11 hours when the headache started. It arrived behind her left eye like something being slowly tightened, a dull pressure at first, then sharper, then constant. She had a conference the next morning 300 miles still ahead. The numbers didn't make sense anymore. Her vision blurred every time headlights passed. Her shoulders ached, her phone battery was dying, and when she saw the faded blue motel sign glowing at the next exit like a weak promise, she took it. The motel was called something forgettable, something with in the name. They usually are. The parking lot was nearly empty. One pickup truck near the ice machine, one old sedan parked crooked by the office, and that was it. The office light buzzed overhead. Inside the lobby smelled like stale coffee, carpet cleaner, and something older underneath, something damp, something metallic. The man behind the desk looked up when she entered. He was in his 50s, maybe. Thin sunken cheeks, grey stubble, his eyes looked tired in a way that felt permanent, like he hadn't slept in years. He didn't smile, didn't greet her, just slid the sign-in sheet across the desk. She paid cash. He handed her the key card. Room 14, end of the building, closest to the highway, farthest from the office. She hesitated. He noticed. It's quiet down there, he said. His voice was dry, like he didn't use it much. She forced a smile. Great. He stared a second too long, then looked away. She carried her bag down the walkway. The fluorescent lights overhead flickered every few feet. The further she walked, the darker it got. Room 14 sat at the very end, no neighboring room on one side, only darkness. She unlocked the door. The smell hit her first, not strong, faint, easy to miss. Copper, like pennies, like old pipes, like blood. He stood still, sniffed again. The room looked normal enough. One bed, a painting of a desert landscape bolted to the wall, a small TV, a bathroom, door slightly open, an air conditioner unit beneath the window. She told herself it was rust, old pipes, bad plumbing. She set her bag down, took off her shoes, sat on the bed. The mattress springs groaned, the headache pulsed harder. She swallowed 2 painkillers dry and lay back. The air conditioner clicked on, cold air filled the room. Then it clicked off, then on again, then off, no pattern. At first she ignored it, but by midnight she was timing it. 4 minutes on, 2 off, 7 on, 1 off, 3 on, silence. Her brain searched for rhythm and found none, and something about that made her skin crawl. She laughed at herself. Exhaustion, that's all. She got up for water. She hadn't bought any, so she crossed the room in the dark and opened the bathroom door. She hit the light and jumped. There was a woman in the mirror. She gasped, then laughed at herself, her own reflection, pale under yellow light, eyes hollow, cheeks sunken. She barely looked like herself. She splashed water on her face. The tap ran warm for too long, then cold. She drank from her hands, went back to bed. Eventually, she slept. At exactly 4:17 a.m., she woke up not because of a noise, because of silence. The AC had stopped. The room was still dead. No hum, no highway, no ice machine, nothing. She heard it. Slow, measured, not hers, coming from the closest. Her eyes snapped open, her body locked. The breathing continued. Inhale, exhale, human. Her chest tightened. She stared into the dark, and then a whisper, so soft she almost imagined it. Don't turn on the light. Her blood turned cold. She stopped breathing. The whisper came again. She grabbed her phone from the nightstand, turned on the flashlight. Her hand shook so hard the beam jittered across the walls. She pointed it at the closest. The door moved just slightly. Em slid out of bed. Every floorboard cracked. The breathing got faster. She reached the closest, her fingers wrapped around the handle. Open it. Inside, a woman, curled into the corner beneath motel blankets, filthy, bruised, barefoot, her lips split, her wrists red and raw, her eyes huge in the flashlight beam. Em screamed. The woman flinched, covered her own mouth. Please, don't scream. Em stumbled back. What the hell? The woman started crying. He put me here. Em stared. Who? The man at the front desk. Knock. 3 slow knocks. Both women froze. Then his voice calm, too calm. Ma'am. Em didn't answer. We had a complaint about noise from your room. The woman in the closest grabbed Em's wrist. He knows. Another knock, harder. Ma'am, are you alright? Em looked around wildly. No chain on the door. No second exit. The bathroom. She grabbed the woman's hand, pulled her up, and they ran, locked themselves inside. She grabbed the woman's hand, pulled her up, and they ran, locked themselves inside. The woman was shaking. He keeps girls here, she whispered. Em stared. What? He watches the highway, picks woman traveling alone. Then another sound. The soft electronic beep of a keycard. The room door opened. Footsteps entered, slow, measured, unhurried. Em covered her mouth. The bathroom window was tiny, painted shut. She shoved it. Nothing. The footsteps stopped outside. A shadow blocked the light under the door. Then his voice, soft, almost amused. You shouldn't have opened that closest. The handle turned once, twice, then slammed. Em grabbed the metal towel rack, ripped it free, smashed the window glass. Cracked again, shattered, cold air rushed in. The woman climbed out first. Em heard the bathroom door splinter behind her. She climbed through glass, slicing her arms, and dropped hard into gravel. The woman screamed. He was outside. He had gone around, standing near the window. Em didn't think. She grabbed a jagged piece of glass, swung wildly, caught his cheek. He yelled. She ran, pulled the other woman with her, barefoot across gravel, across the empty lot toward the highway. He chased them. She heard him behind them. Heavy steps, closer. Then headlights. A semi-truck horn, blaring, brakes screaming. The woman waved. The truck swerved and stopped. The driver jumped out. The motel manager disappeared into darkness. The trucker locked them inside and called the police. When officers arrived, the man was gone. So was the sign-in sheet. So were the security tabs. Police searched room 14. They found blood beneath the carpet, inside the closet, and behind the bathroom wall. They found women's jewelry in the ceiling tiles, phones, wallets, a shoe. The hidden woman had been missing for 3 days. She had checked in alone. No one had seen her leave. There were other reports, other women, other highways, other motels. The building was shut down within a week. The manager was never officially found. Em gave her presentation the next day. She says she doesn't remember it. She remembers the smell, the whisper, the sound of the key card sliding into the lock. She still drives that highway sometimes. She says she can pass 100 motels and feel nothing. But if she sees one with a flickering sign or an empty lot or a room at the far end of the building, she keeps driving and she never ever opens the closest in a motel room after midnight. It's still there. Her car was the only one in the lot, 12 spaces, one car. Hers. She sat there for a moment before she got out, engine still running, headlights still on, just looking at the building. 1 floor, 12 rooms, a single bulb above the entrance, buzzing like it was arguing with itself. She turned the engine off. She had been driving for 9 hours. The next town was 40 miles away and the rain had started again, so she got out. The lobby smelled like carpet cleaner and something older underneath it, something that the carpet cleaner was specifically trying to hide. The man on chair looked up and smiled. He said, "You are our only guest tonight." He said it like it was good news. She took room 9, end of the hall, ground floor. He walked her down personally, pointed out the winding alcove, stopped at the emergency exit and pushed the bar handle to show her it opened, walked her back and and pointed at the fire extinguisher mounted to the wall just outside her room. She said thank you. She went inside. She locked the door. She checked the window latch. It was the kind that looked like it caught but didn't quite. She pressed it harder. It still didn't sit right. She told herself maybe she was being paranoid. She called something she trusted and told them the place felt off, told them she was the only guest, told them about the window. They said, "You are exhausted. It's fine. Go to sleep." She believed them. She turned the light off. 3:16 a.m. The smell hit her before she was fully awake. Smoke, not thick, not alarming, just present. A trace of it, the kind of smell that makes you stop mid-breath and think, wait. She sat up, she checked the hallway through the gap under the door. No orange light, no visible haze. She opened the door. The corridor was empty and still. The ice machine hummed. The exit sign at the far end cast a red glow across the carpet. Nothing. She called the front desk. He answered on the second ring. She told him she thought she might smell smoke. He said, "I'll check it out right now." She went back inside. She sat on the edge of the bed. She did not lie down. She waited. She listened. And then she heard them footsteps, deliberate, coming down the corridor and stopping directly outside her door. She did not move. She watched the gap under the door. A shadow crossed it, stopped, held, then move away. She called the person she trusted again. She told them about the footsteps, the shadow. She kept her voice low even though she didn't know why she was keeping her voice low. They said, "It's a hotel. There are other guests." She said, "He told me I was the only guest." They said, "Oh, that's what they told you?" And somehow that helped. The idea that she had simply been wrong about being alone, that the building had ordinary people in it she hadn't seen, that the footsteps belonged to someone harmless in the room next to hers. She almost believed it. She lay back down. She did not sleep. She smelled it again at 4 a.m. and this time there was no almost about it. She was off the bed before she finished the thought. Keys, phone, shoes. She opened the door. The haze in the corridor was faint, but it was real. A thickness in the air that hadn't been there before, a warmth that the building shouldn't have had. She ran toward the exit at the end of the hall, the one he had shown her, the one he had demonstrated, pushed the bar, let it swing open, let it close again. She hit the bar, the door didn't move. She hit it again, harder. With both hands, it didn't move. She ran back, past her room, past the ice machine, toward the lobby. The desk was empty. He was gone. She went through the front door, cold air, gravel, the parking lot. She turned around. Her phone rang. It was the person she trusted. She answered. Their voice was concerned, careful. They said, "Are you outside? Are you safe?" She said yes, and then she stopped. "Are you outside?" She had not told them she had gotten out. She had not told them there was a fire. She had called them 10 minutes ago to talk about footsteps. "How did you know I was outside?" Not a pause, not a delay. Silence. She lowered the phone. She stood in that parking lot and she thought about every phone call, every you are overthinking, every go to sleep, every perfectly timed reassurance that had kept her exactly where she was supposed to be. She hung up. She walked to her car. She drove 40 miles without stopping once. Fire was confirmed intentional. Origin point, room 9. The accelerant had been placed before she checked in. She was not a random target. She was not an opportunistic one. She was chosen. The room was prepared and someone had known in advance exactly where she would be sleeping. Which means someone told them. She changed her number. She changed her route home. She doesn't take isolated highway stops anymore, not the ones with empty doors and desk clerks who give you a tour and show you every exit before you have even asked. And she doesn't answer certain numbers anymore either. The hotel doesn't exit anymore. The man from the desk is no longer in that county. The other person, the one whose name was saved in her phone under something that used to mean safety, their whereabouts are not something we are going to discuss here. And the reason we are not discussing is itself part of the story. She is okay. She told us that herself. She said one thing that we keep coming back to. She said the fire wasn't the scariest part. The scariest part was picking up the phone in the worst moment of my life and realizing that the voice on the other end was the reason I was there. Inspired by documented events across the United States, one detail has been changed to protect the survivor. Every story on this channel is rooted in something real. No jump scares, no mythology, just the kind of fear that follows you out of the room and sits with you while you are doing ordinary things. Locking your door, checking your phone, deciding who to call when something feels wrong. If you want more of that, subscribe to Tiffier's new stories every week. And leave a comment with the one line from the story that you can't stop thinking about. We read every single one.